In this video, I am going to share a very powerful tool that you can use to shift from a frequency of scarcity to frequency of abundance, right? Now, abundance can mean anything. It can be more money, it can mean more love, it can mean more vitality, it can be more clients, it can be more followers, it can mean anything to you, right? But being in the abundance frequency is very much important if you want to manifest your desires, right? Because all desires stem from being abundant, any desire that you may have. And the direct polar opposite of abundance is scarcity, right? Now, scarcity stems from want. I want that. I want this. I want that car. I want that dream body. I want more money, right? And if you emit want energy, then that means you are needy. You are desperate. You pedestalize it. Don't mind the spelling. So, if you emit want energy, that means you're needy, right? And you pedestalize it. And when you pedestalize something, that means you're not worthy of that goal. You're not worthy of the desire. You tell to yourself that I'm not worthy of that goal, right? Only people who don't have something will want something. So, manifestations essentially, for you to go from scarcity to abundance, you need to grow from want energy to have energy. Because whatever you want in life, first you need to have it vibrationally in order to have it physically, right? Now, if you are emitting want energy from your mind, if you are emitting want energy from the mental plane, then you will not have it in the physical plane. Because if you are having want energy in the mental plane, then that will get reflected in the physical plane where you will keep wanting it. And if you keep wanting it, then you will be put in a reality where you will keep wanting it more. You will never manifest what you desire. So mentally, we need to go from the scarcity frequency to the abundance frequency, and for us to do that, we need to go from emitting want energy to have energy. That means you are detached. You are satisfied with what you have, right? You don't need it. A rich person doesn't need money, right? Since he doesn't need money, why he doesn't need money? Because he already has it. Now, since he has money vibrationally, I'm not talking physically, I'm talking vibrationally. Because why am I saying vibrationally? Because rich kids from their childhood are programmed that they already have money. They have always had money, right? So these rich kids who have been programmed into this belief that we always have more money, they never have to worry about money again because they have money vibrationally. Since they have vibrationally, it will materialize into physical reality, right? So what is the best way to go from want energy to have energy? And that is the tool I'm going to discuss today. Use this tool for 7 days. Use this tool for the whole week, and only then you will complete this 7-day challenge. By the end of this 7-day challenge, you would have completely transformed yourself from the scarcity frequency to the abundance frequency. You would be successfully emitting have energy instead of want energy. So let's get right into it. So the tool we are going to use today is gratitude. Why do we need to use gratitude? I'm glad you asked. And even if you didn't ask, you have to ask. You need to ask questions so that I can answer them, right? So gratitude, what is gratitude basically? It is feeling satisfied, feeling good that something has happened. Feeling grateful essentially means feeling good for things that already happened, right? And if you're feeling grateful for the things you own, then that means you already have it, right? You can only feel grateful for the things that has already happened or for the things that you already own. If you think about it, you only feel grateful for the things you already have. So gratitude stems from having energy, right? Gratitude stems from have. So it is a very powerful tool that you can use to essentially shift yourself from a frequency of scarcity to a frequency of abundance. So I'm going to lay out the steps that you need to take by using the tool gratitude for 7 days to shift from a life of scarcity to a life of abundance, right? So this is very simple. I'm not going to say any complicated steps. I'm not going to say a crazy complicated plan for you to follow. This will hardly take you 10 minutes to an hour to complete. So before I tell you the detailed steps of this challenge, I want you to commit to this challenge, right? Before doing this challenge, I want your promise that you will finish this. If you start it today, I want you to do it consistently for 7 days. Because if you don't do it, then subconsciously you start to believe that these processes, these steps, these techniques, this concept, this knowledge doesn't work, right? If you break it off halfway, then you reinforce the identity that you are a person who will not complete things, that you are a person who's not disciplined, that you are a person who doesn't follow up on his word. So life tip or manifestation tip, however you want to see it, never start a thing until or unless you promise that you will complete it, that you know, that you have the confidence that you will complete it. Because whatever you start, you have to be committed to it. If you don't, then that deprecates your self-trust, that deprecates your conviction, that deprecates your confidence. All of these three is very much essential for you to manifest your desires. So if you're watching this video, then I take it as you promise me that you will complete this challenge, or else you can quit right now. You can scroll through, you can start seeing some other video. But if you're watching, then that means you will do this challenge and you will start it today. There's no tomorrow, there's no past, because it doesn't exist. Time is an illusion. The only moment that you have power, the only moment that exists right now is the present moment. And the only place you have power is not in the future, it's not in the past, but it is in the present moment, right? So start today. So let's talk about the first day. On day one, I want you to write 10 things you're grateful about. In the morning, and again 10 things that you're grateful about before you go to bed. So on day one, I want you to write 20 things that you're grateful about. How do you write it? Well, I will explain it to you. How do you write it? Well, I will explain it to you. Don't worry. Right? So on day one, 10 things in the morning and 10 things at night of the things that you're grateful about. On day two, you increase it. 20 things in the morning and 20 things in the night. And on day 3, it will be, as you guessed it, 30 things in the morning and 30 things in the night. So as you might have guessed it, but I'm not going to finish. And on day 4, it will be 40 things that you need to write about the things that you're grateful about. And on day 5, it will be 50 things that you need to be grateful about. And on day 6, it will be 60 things in the morning and 60 things that you're grateful about in the night, right? And on day 7, it will be 70 things you're grateful about that you need to write in the morning and 70 things in the night. The technique is as simple as that. Now, this might sound extensive, this might sound extreme for some people, but you have been programmed for years and decades. You have been under you have been going through years and years of scarcity programming, right? So for you to essentially shift your entire reality, for you to change your entire frequency by 7 days, you need radical gratefulness. I'm not saying just be grateful that you have this particular thing or just feel grateful that you're alive. I want you to feel grateful for every single thing that you have. And I mean literally every single thing that you own, every single thing that you can experience, right? And let me make it more interesting, right? So let me tell you the rules that you need to follow if you are gonna attempt this challenge. But let me promise you that if you complete this challenge successfully, you would have changed your frequency and good things will happen, right? So let me tell you the rules. The first rule is things must not repeat, right? Things must not repeat. So that can make the challenge a little harder, but I am asked, but I'm saying you to do this because your mind has trained to see the things that you don't have, right? I don't know for how many years you have been living, but for majority of your life, you have trained your mind to only see the things that you don't have. So in this challenge, we are going to train the mind to see the things that you have already. We are going to force the mind to feel grateful, to be aware of all the things that we have owned, that we have till now, right? This can include relationships, this can include physical things, this can include digital things that you own, this can include the house you are in, this can include the country you're living in. You can literally feel grateful about anything. I'm grateful that I'm recording this video right now. I'm grateful that I have this whiteboard. I'm grateful that I'm in this house. I'm grateful that I am wearing a good t-shirt today. I am grateful that I have this camera. So you can feel grateful for literally anything. Literally, right? But the second rule is you need to feel the emotion behind the things that you write about, right? So if you write that I am grateful to be alive, then I want you to feel that gratefulness, that energy of gratefulness. Why do you feel grateful? And that is the third rule. You need to include the why behind the things that you're grateful about, right? So if you write that I am grateful to be alive, you need to write the why behind that. I am grateful to be alive because I get to live this wonderful life. I get to experience this physical reality. I am grateful that I got this 1 in a billion chance to be incarnated into this physical plane, right? I want you to write the reason behind the things that you're grateful about. Only then you will feel the emotion behind it. I am grateful for my parents because I am where I am because of them, right? I'm grateful for my girlfriend because she loves me a lot. so so whatever things that you feel grateful about, write down the reason behind it, right? And the fourth rule is never miss a day. And if you do miss a day, you have to restart the challenge, right? You can't say that, oh my god, I have skipped day 2, so I will start at day 2 on day 3. No, it doesn't work that way. You need to again restart the challenge, because the more you do it, the more you train your mind to see the things that you have, the more you shift from the wanting energy to the having energy. And by the time you complete the challenge on day 7, you would have trained your mind so much that the only feeling you have left is being grateful, right? You would have trained your mind so much that that scarcity doesn't even have a chance to alter your frequency. So those are the rules Now I will tell you some tips and tricks to make this challenge even more powerful so that you can change your reality even more faster. So the first tip I can give you is, most people when they think about the things that they want to feel grateful about, they only think about the things that has already happened or about the things that they already own, right? But the trick here is you can start feeling grateful. You can start feeling grateful for your unfulfilled desires, right? So you will have certain goals, you will have certain desires that you still haven't manifested. So a powerful tip I can give you is to start feeling grateful for the desires that haven't materialized into physical reality, right? If you want a car that you don't own already, even if so, start feeling grateful for it, because manifestations are instant, right? It is not instant that many people perceive it to be. Like if you want to manifest a car, it isn't going to appear in front of your house by tomorrow. When I say that manifestations are instant, I mean that in the mental plane, when you decide that you want something, it has already happened. Whatever desire, whatever goal you have, it has already happened in the mental plane. But the desires in the mental plane, for it to materialize into physical reality, it takes some time, right? So in that particular time, you need to be consistent in your frequency, right? You still need to maintain the particular frequency you are in for you to manifest that car into physical reality, right? Now since you have now since you already have desires and goals, and that means they have already manifested in the mental plane. So now it is just a waiting game. So start feeling grateful for all your unfulfilled desires and goals. Now, so if you want to manifest 5 clients this month, start feeling grateful for that 5 clients already, right? Now, if you start feeling grateful for the things that hasn't happened in the physical reality, you go from the wanting state to the having state. I already have 5 clients this month. I already have 10,000 subscribers. I already have the health I want. I already have the dream body I want. And you're not faking it, because your subconscious mind can't differentiate between what is real and what is fake, right? So when you start writing that I am grateful for the 5 clients this month because they fuel my current lifestyle, when you write it like that, then of course emotion is going to pop up, right? It doesn't matter whether you are, it doesn't matter what you feel grateful about. It literally doesn't matter, right? Whatever desire you have, if it doesn't get into the constraints of the physical reality, then you can make it happen. If you write it as I am, if you write it like I am grateful that I can fly, then of course it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen just because you go from the wanting state to the having state, because you flying doesn't apply to the physical reality, right? There are some subjective laws and there are some subjective limitations that we impose on ourselves, and there are absolute limitations of physical reality, right? So I'm not saying whatever you write into your journal is going to happen, right? You can only manifest desires that are within the constraints of the physical reality. So when it comes to money, love, health, you can manifest it. So start feeling grateful for the desires that are yet to come. And for the second tip, do you remember the rule that I gave that you should not repeat the things in your list? You can repeat it, and I'm not contradicting here. You can repeat the things, but change the why. So when you write it like I am grateful that I'm alive because I get to live this wonderful life, you can write it again, but you can change the reason. I am grateful to be alive because I get to retire my parents, right? So when you change the reason, the emotion you feel will alter. It is still a different thing, right? You can feel grateful for a certain thing or for an experience that you had, but the reason you feel grateful can change, right? So this small tip can make it a little bit easier for you to come up with things that you feel grateful about, right? But Don't fill out your list with the same thing you feel grateful about, but add more variety, add more things, be creative, right? So these are the 2 tips I can give you to make this tool even more powerful, right? So follow it for 7 days and let me know in the comments what happened, what experiences did happen, what did you manifest, because by the end of the 7 days you will be a different person. So I can't wait to see the comments of this video, right? So here's the most important part of this video. So I'm sorry to say this, but by the end of the week you would have shifted your frequency, but after a certain point of time you will revert back to your old frequency, right? So after you do this challenge, you can be in the frequency of abundance for a month or maybe even 2, but you will still revert back to your old frequency because you have been living in your current circumstance, you have been living in your current frequency for decades, right? So it doesn't take 1 week to change your entire frequency permanently. So the best schedule that I want you to have, that starting every month I want you to do this challenge, right? So in the first week of every month for the next year, I want you to do this challenge for a week. So it doesn't matter whether it's the first week of the month or the last week of the month, but I want you to do this challenge every month so that you completely alter your frequency by the next year. So when you do this for the first time, good things will happen, many experiences will occur, and you will feel great. But don't stop the practice. Keep practicing gratitude every single month. I can't stress this enough. Just because you do it one time doesn't mean your frequency is completely changed forever. It doesn't happen. Because when life throws shit at you, some unexpected bill may pop up, someone may fall sick. When life happens, you tend to forget about feeling grateful, right? So make it a non-negotiable habit for you to do this challenge every single month. Whatever whatever may happen in your life, whatever you're going through, when you do this practice, that particular problem will get solved. So whatever you're going through, make sure you do this. Make sure you do this. Make sure you do the 7-day gratitude challenge every single month. So that's it from me. That's how you shift your reality in 7 days and go from scarcity to abundance and make crazy things happen. And you can check out the link in the description, join my free community, access those free courses, and you can also hang out with me and your fellow people who's interested in manifestation and reality creation. If you don't want to join, that's fine as well. You can still watch these videos, and yeah, and make sure you share your experience after you finish this challenge, right? So I will see you in another video.